that with the secretary's report.
I just want to say this month was a little different. We used the AI transcription, which was extremely cumbersome because we had advocacy here last month. So the co-chairs asked if, they wanted to see what it would look like in a condensed summary. And so that's what you're seeing here, along with Ann's notes as to attendance and so forth. Please let us know if it's something that, it does condense it. Let us know if there's some errors that you see, or if you're, we're going to try try it again next month and see how it reads.
5 pages long.
And tiny print, tiny font.
I'd also like to mention that we're having 2 meetings today. The regular meeting after we adjourn, there'll be an executive session. The board members will stay and volunteer.
I'll make a motion to accept them.
One difference is, like, when you look at the agenda, it goes into a lot of detail, like the times and the dates of the different programs, whereas the summary from the AI doesn't get into that much detail.
I don't think it has to, does it?
I don't know that
They're
it
looking
does.
for an overview, right?
Right,
Yeah.
because everything's in the newsletter.
From writing our hands off.
Okay, we have a
A
motion.
motion to accept them.
Nicole, I
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Now we go on to the treasurer's report.
And I wanted to say Carol and I worked together on this, and we also did a kind of a up-to-date analysis of where our budget was at. So, because this is our final month of this fiscal year.
Okay, so June 10th, 2026, this is May's report, treasurer's report. The COA gift account, there were 3 anonymous donations for $168. They're anonymous, so we'll just let that sit. COA food pantry account, there were 3 donations totaling $225. Expenses were for Market Basket, $790.82 for stock. WB Mason, paper goods, $545.96. And that would be the amounts, the contributions for May.
Okay, before we accept the full.
So if you look at the general ledger, which is the last page of that, we have a total of, gosh, forgive me, I need new glasses. We have 13.57% of our budget left as of the beginning of June. And we have a few things. We have a custom alarm expense for our building, our annual inspection, which is probably about $800–900. So we've got, this has our salaries for the month of June. It has the final expenses. So we'll, try to, spend it down as best we can. And yep, we're looking good for this, having done this fiscal year and then starting the new fiscal year.
Is there anything you need to purchase or you think you should purchase?
I'm going to talk to Shauna. I think I thought we needed one toner. But yeah,
I would get it.
yeah, exactly. Good point. The van, so what's not included in here are the gas for the van for the month of May yet, gas for the van for the month of June. So some recurring expenses won't be reflected in here yet. So we'll be close to spending our, full budget amount. And what we don't spend goes back to free cash.
Right. with Jen leaving, we'll have her salary free for a few.
But that
weeks.
doesn't go into expenses.
Oh,
But
because
what
it's
I will
just
tell
everyone's
you,
wages.
that's just in the wages, yeah, that's in the wages. And what's happening there, since we've had more activities at the center, and something I'll talk to Jeremy about, since we have more activities at the center and they're later in the day, our drivers, instead of being like, say, 8 to 1, they're 8 to 3, 8 to 4. And so we are, I'm trying to kind of keep an eye on what they're doing, but they're going over their allotted amount. The fact that we do have some money in there for this month will help.
Now, can we move
Yeah, you
it?
can. No, you don't have to move it. It's just in the salaries line item.
Hey,
Right,
we need them
right.
to be there.
And we
So-
want the activities.
We absolutely do.
they
Right.
do. Yeah, and so they will be.
Okay,
They will
perfect.
be.
Okay.
And
But I'm
we-
gonna ask if next year, we're gonna need more money for the drivers, because when we did our budget back in March, I mean, I think the Friends really started, ramping it up. And so having them stay longer, having them do multiple grocery shopping, having them do later in the afternoon medical appointments, it's really stretched their time, so.
Also with the extra activities is the usage of the products in the building as well.
Yeah,
The
paper goods and.
paper goods, air conditioning,
That's true, actually.
Poland Springs, the water.
Actually, good point. I'm not gonna order more water.
Yeah.
But I think we're right on target, and we'll start that fiscal year off, strong.
Make a motion then to accept.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Director's report.
I'm just gonna have mine dispersed throughout.
We'll go on to Friends.
Hello. We had a very successful yard sale. It was a wonderful day. We do a final meeting. The committee gets together and find out what works and what doesn't. But yes, it really was a very fun day and we made a lot of money. So parties will continue. The birthday bash will be on June 16th. The music of Tom and Andy, and the meal, it will be burgers, hot dogs, and a variety of salads and cake. Our first bingo event was a great success. And June session will be held on the 18th. And then we're going to move to the first Thursday of the month. It works better for everybody that we're filling in that first week of the month now that we're getting the calendars out. The history presentation this month, and it is always the last Tuesday of each month, will be Mendon during the Revolutionary War. The whole meeting was surveyed about having a cheese, wine and trivia party. Not everybody is quite as enthusiastic as I am about serving the wine. So we probably will just have a soft drinks, cheese and trivia party. And then several veterans have been surveyed about the gift at the Veterans Breakfast. And universally, they all said that they, rather than a hat or a flag or a medal, they really like getting the gift certificate. From the committee reports, the Friends Lunch Bunch, they're dining at Beef Farm this month. And Tom is looking at a second date in the month, but this time to do a breakfast. And he's coordinating with Amy so it doesn't clash with any other programs. There were no details from the Sunshine Committee. Beth Fior from the travel reminded everybody, if you have signed up, get your check-in to secure your seat. There's a lot of interest in these trips. So to guarantee your seat, make sure the money's in. The cooking class, June 26th, will feature Hala doing Egyptian food. She advised us that it will be flavorful, but not hot spicy. BJ's membership, there's still two memberships available for those in good standing. And new business, we're beginning our plans for the cardboard boat race. We're going to pull the boat out of storage and hope it's in that we can just do some patch repairs and get it back on the water. And we'll get a group together of interested people. The theme this year is plant a seed, read. Voted on an initial of $100 decoration.
It's Monday, the 13th of July.
Yes, July 13th
Hello.
to the rain, July 14th.
Joe,
And then we also voted $100 for the scarecrow contest. We have somebody who would be willing to cut us out a wooden bus, the wooden van. So we do the Mendon seniors on a van, and that's just the beginning of what we'll do. And then obviously when we come back in September, we'll get that group together. The idea is that it's something we could carry on year to year, just with a different theme. And we'd put our scarecrows in the windows of the bus.
Sounds good. That's gonna be.
Yeah, and we have to say it was Karen Walker's idea. And when she said it, we all went, oh, what a great idea.
It was too late.
And it was too late to do anything about it. So
Yeah, that's great.
the next Friends meeting is September 8th. And the next board meeting will be August 28th.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm going to go on
What do
to
they call
old
that?
business.
Microsoft Teams.
And the first item is food pantry update.
He's waving to us. Phil,
Hi, Phil.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, Bill.
Yep, Microsoft Teams.
Somebody going to talk about
Peg Ken,
who is,
the food pantry.
you're gonna talk.
No, you can talk about it. Frequency and,
How would I know information about the food pantry? Would it be-
because you had brought it up yesterday.
Oh, but we were just talking about that in general after, about increasing it. I was gonna bring that up when we had when we go around and ask if anybody has it. All right, well, all right,
Phil
I'll
had,
say-
Phil, I'm sorry, Phil had asked me to put it here.
Okay, and yes,
Yeah.
we talked yesterday about probably having the food pantry open more frequently. At least in the beginning, at least 2 times a month. But, they would have to figure out how to do it. If we keep the food pantry at the senior center, we already know our routine there. If in the event we end up moving, that would make a kind of a difference. But yeah, we just talked about it in general.
I-
I think,
If I can type it, can anybody hear me?
for change,
Clear.
for change.
I'm here. I guess the only thing I was thinking about is the increased hours, and the food pantry is going to be, no matter what we do for years, where it's located. And with today's economy, it makes sense to increase the frequency, in my belief. I go shopping more than once a month. That's and I just want to keep pushing this idea of opening it more frequently and figure out what it would take to do it.
We talk about that, and also knowing full well that school vacation is coming up over the summer, and our families probably had a couple of meals provided at the school. Some schools do breakfast thing plus lunch at a reduced rate, and so therefore we just know if there's going to be a need for more food.
We did just recently, this week, receive donations from St. Gabriel's. The Bloomer girls, instead of doing their drive in November, they decided to do it in the summer, with children being the focus. So Wayne and Joel, one of our senior workers, went and picked up the items. So that was helpful.
I think if we do open it twice a month, though, we'll have to probably buy more food. I don't know if we'll get enough donations during the summertime, and, we'll run out of, or I guess what I'm saying is we're gonna run out of food quicker.
Yeah,
We have a
we've been
large
spending-
balance.
Been
We have
spending
a large
between
balance.
$700 and $1,000 a month.
Yeah. Have to spend more, buy more food.
And we also talked about, let's say you're in senior housing, or I'm going to use a person that I know who has a walker. She cannot reach her top shelf. She honestly can't reach what's in the bottom because she's afraid she's going to fall over. So she would be a type of person who would need to come in and only get a 2-week supply. Because I deliver her food to her, and it's 3 large boxes, and there's nowhere to put it. We're putting it on the floor. And that's another danger right there. But if she could come or get her food twice a month, she'd have room to store it. I mean, we don't even think about that because we probably don't have any trouble reaching up or down, but some of the elderly, they can't do it.
So you're figuring so people that do orders would be doing orders like twice a month too.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, there seems to be some interest in doing this. How do we go forward? On the agenda for next time, or do you want to?
I think you need to do it now because schools are about to close.
We want to have a work group on that? A work group? Ann, would you be interested in that work group? Because you are on the food pantry all the time.
Right, well, if we're talking about it, shouldn't we make a motion today and make a decision? What more talk can we do about it?
Well, we'd have to find out what days are available, what's already on the schedule.
I would go for 2 Fridays or to go for an evening. We used to, before the pandemic, we were open, I want to say Tuesday evenings and Friday days, Tuesday evenings for people that were working.
I think an evening is a good idea. What do you think?
Probably not Friday evening, but.
No, and Tuesdays we have the scouts use the building, but just one Tuesday, the Lions use it on Wednesday. So it depends on which time of the month. I mean, it could be
On Monday, would a Monday work?
Mondays would work. I mean, after the Girl Scouts leave. I mean, they don't meet in the summer, but
I did, yeah.
they generally, folks generally come at like 5:30, 6 o'clock to pick up the girls. So Mondays could be tricky.
Can we just take a preliminary vote? Is everybody in favor of opening it up more than once?
Yes.
I-
Is this gonna be temporary for the summer until the
No,
fall?
I think it should be
Talking
open
about,
more than once a month. We talked about that.
Yeah, and I think I'm not looking at just the summer, but a continuation. And I like the evening hours, because you have people who are working. You know, I know you deliver some of the things, but
We could try it on a trial basis for a few months, see how it goes, you know? If it works, if it's working smoothly and. Try it in the fall.
November, December, usually there's more of a need
Mhm.
in that time period.
well, they're
And
probably
the
paying
summertime,
utility
it's with the
bills.
kids out of school.
The food goes down very quickly. We were so loaded with food after the scout drive, and then there was school drives. We had so much food. It was on tables.
Yeah.
But now you should see it. It's getting sparse. You know, we're missing a lot of items. It's getting very. sparse.
So we probably, like, what we did have so much food. We gave away a lot of food. We were also conscious of the expiration dates. We gave it
You
to
have to.
Milford, we gave it to Hopedale, we gave it to, Upton. We just didn't want to, number one, didn't have the room for it. And number two, we didn't want it to expire. So
Somebody would have to be responsible for securing the building if it's after hours.
I think all those details could be worked out by a small.
Yeah,
working group.
working.
Yes.
We don't have
Yes.
further discussion, but do we want to-
Yeah.
Make it if we're right.
Just think, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. As far as the details go, you're good.
We've
right,
got-
the
we have a
details as
good-
to what
good group
times
of-
and what dates. And
a good group of pantry volunteers.
That's why you need to talk to them and see if anybody is willing to do one night a month. Go ahead.
We'll be filling orders, like what I do, is filling order, people will put their order in twice a month too. The home delivery.
Okay, so
I think, as I said before, I think we should try it on a trial basis for a few months, like the summer month, let's see how it goes.
Ken, but we've got to get the details in place and the people in place. I mean, we want it, that's for sure, we want it. And would you want to delegate that?
I have 5 senior workers that help with the distribution. Actually, with Ann, it makes 6. They do stocking, checking of labels. They do, they do everything but deliveries. The deliveries fall on the van driver. So,
And at night, I want 2 people there
Mhm.
always, so
yeah.
backup,
You know who I had previously was Eldon Swanson.
yeah.
Yeah, he was, I would probably ask him
I
to
used
do
to
it
work
again.
with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just have 2. 'cause
Or
it's full
Joel.
time.
Joel would be a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Good. But it has to be, I think, by appointment, as it has been. And it's working so
But we
smoothly.
have to get that message out to
Oh,
people. We could
absolutely.
Put it,
Yes, broadcasted.
They have a-
get it
yep.
delivered. It's like a little paper that's
Yep.
in thing
You can do that.
with the list that they're gonna give you for the
Mhm.
next month.
Mhm.
And also, if we decide now, it could be in the newsletter and you could be asking for extra donations
Absolutely.
only through the summer.
Did anybody see it on Facebook over
I
the
did.
weekend? I know it was tricky. She was worried about
And
the,
then Elena, you made a change on that.
On what?
no, it wasn't
Wasn't that one?
Elena Bodio.
Alana.
sorry,
Alana,
sorry.
excuse me,
Yeah,
Alana
that's
Bodio.
okay, yeah.
Yes, yes.
She had said except ketchup, but she meant
Especially ketchup.
especially ketchup. but The wrong word went in. So we weren't getting any ketchup, so she did a correction.
I can
Said to
work with,
everybody, please share it.
I can have a food pantry meeting with all those
Why
volunteers.
don't you do that?
Yeah.
Would you want to delegate that to Shauna? You want to do it?
I
yourself?
wouldn't mind doing it if you don't mind.
I don't mind, just trying to free you up a little bit.
We have something set in motion, and I think it's the topic now.
Mhm.
And move on to grant update.
That would be
No.
Phil.
Phil,
Hey,
Grant
guys,
update.
the grant is moving along very well with Andy. He's met with the school. He's met with a computer supplier in town, Paul. He's planning to work with Dylan on the interconnectivity issues. I think it's moving along. We'll be piloting, as I said before, in August and July and August, and the program's moving well. I'm well pleased. Andy's doing a great job, keeping everybody informed. We did receive or about to receive the $15,000. It's all been approved. We're just working with the accounting firm and Jeremy to make sure that the proper account is set up and how to disperse it for expenditures. So I'm quite pleased the way it's moving there. We have no other grants on the current horizon, but I'm sure we will look for others through the efforts of the work group and also through the efforts of Andy as we move forward into next year. So that's an update.
Thank you.
I think Jeremy told us yesterday the money has been received.
Okay, good. I know it was close. Good.
Out on the paperwork, on the computer, I believe the account's been set up. But the money does not appear in the account yet.
That's fine. I think we're not ready to spend quite yet. The plan is going to be solidified, and then we'll go from there and execute the pilot. I was hoping to also take a look at the computers in the upper floor and work with Andy in the scheme of the plan to make sure that everything is on the same level of software and capabilities and compatibility. And that'll be included in the second floor work group, which I think Peg, you and I are part of. But I think it's going well. Andy's doing a great job.
Thank you. Building maintenance.
Just we're working on, because we had a very hot, event back in, gosh, was that May? Back in May, we have been working on the AC issues. Phil is spearheading it. We are probably going to be installing one of the donated 13,000 BTU unit that's in the basement. The unit over there is also ours for the taking too, which I'm curious which is newer, and I don't know how many BTUs that is. I mean, we've been able to so far since this all happened. I think we've been trying to keep the room, the building temperate. But I mean, Shauna will acknowledge that once we get more than so many people in there, it does start to get warm and stuffy.
In the night before, they didn't realize, and they shut the air conditioners off.
Mhm.
If they were kept on during the night,
It makes a difference.
It
It makes a difference. It's just.
Question
So
on
that,
that. Okay.
Perfect.
I have one question. Is that going to be done by the 19th, Amy, with maintenance and Dan?
Dan was there yesterday. Dan's looking for another set of hands to help him. I believe he's got the bracket. He didn't mention that anybody else from maintenance. I think he's hearing us loud and clear, that it needs to be done. So he's got so much on his plate, but he's willing to, I know Peg was there when he came in yesterday. He's willing to
Yeah, and
help to get it
this
done.
is his busiest time getting the
Yes.
Parks and Rec underway. Phil, is that the date of the bingo, the 19th?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Tuesday of next week is
Oh, I thought you said
the
the
birthday
19th.
bash. So we need to have it in by Monday.
16th.
I reached out to Jeremy and asked his assistance because I think we would be able to divert, in my mind, or go purchase somebody for a few hours. And this all doesn't have to lay on Dan's hands. So hopefully Jeremy and Dan and the highway, Jonathan, can figure out how to get the people there.
Okay, what about the piano reviews?
That's still, an order's been put in, an email requests have been put in, verbal requests have been put in. They're just trying to figure out where it's gonna go.
That's something that is on Facebook, it's piano free to anybody.
It should.
Would have to be put
Oh,
in there.
oh, it has to be put in the,
Yes, they have a.
Surplus.
surplus for,
Yeah, anything over $50 to be put in surplus.
so I think Kat is in charge of that, I believe.
Let's go to program follow-up, a whole bunch of programs.
Yeah, just, I was not at the tea, but I saw your wonderful faces. It just, I could not believe the room, that it was decked out. It was decked, they did a super job and everybody looked so happy
They
and,
gave us massage when we came in, and I thought what was nice is that they actually like sat with us. Usually the kids, they all want to sit together, but no, every table had a combination of seniors and Girl Scouts. It was very
very
nice.
nice event.
They took
Sorry, I couldn't
pictures,
be there,
you
but
know,
it just,
but they had, I'll tell you, Lauren
The long weekend.
Tatro and.
yeah, they did it, yeah. But that was the girls, that was their idea. Though, I told them they could use our tablecloths. And so I brought them down to the basement and those were the ones they wanted, which we happen to be using that month anyway, but, really nice kids.
Okay. There's other things on here, volunteer appreciation, pay, ice cream and social.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. And the cool thing, because some of us were here yesterday, we raved about it.
It was a nice
I
day.
posted pictures on Facebook.
They were
last
willing to do up to 18. I think they ended up doing 12. I had two people that couldn't make it. One is getting ready to move into a nursing home, another's getting ready to move into assisted living. And so I emailed them in advance and I said, can I design, and I actually would have asked you guys, could I design too? Because I asked their, preference on, types of fabric, colors. And Deb Hutchins, who's a former president of the Thimble Pleasures, came with 3 quilts already made and said, please pick from among these so these two Mendon seniors who are going to be residing elsewhere can have a little piece of, Mendon with them.
I like the sensory ones.
Loved it.
Yes.
You too.
I love that.
They had at least 4 of them, and I think they donated.
More than
Yeah, no,
four.
she gave us 10.
And,
So if you know anybody that has dementia and could benefit from something like
Like
this.
a lap quilt, and it had all kinds of things to touch and feel and
different materials.
just so interesting.
Yeah,
Such a good idea.
yeah, it was nice.
One of the participants actually took one back for her friend who has dementia.
That's great.
Okay, can we go on to upcoming programs now?
Yes, please. Stroke awareness tomorrow. We have a nurse coming from Milford, UMass, to speak about this. Very important. So you can join us. That would be great. We're having an ice cream social along with that digital tech talk on Monday at the center. Monday's the 15th. It'll be at 1:00. I've got to find out how it went last night. I don't know if anybody
I'll
went.
sign up for Monday though.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
was there last night.
How was it?
Andy and I had a wonderful time. Thank heaven you sent Ross. Because his
Yeah.
issues are exactly what the issues are. But I did point out that if for the digital equity, those that aren't able to get services, all this information going out on Facebook, emails, asking you even to fill out the survey.
Can't do.
They can't
But they
because they don't have access.
But
They said they'd had about 30 replies to the.
But come to the
my-
senior center and use our computers.
Well, but nobody knows about it if they don't have digital access. That's
It's been in
my
a
point.
newsletter. We've been advertising it since.
So
March.
I did suggest that when they come to the senior centre, that they brought paper copies of
Okay.
the survey.
Good.
Good
Did
suggestion.
I just told them their survey was way too long. I didn't finish it. I got bored halfway through.
Oh, did you want to say something?
No, I was just grinning at Caroline's. I agree with it. It was too long and boring.
If you ask Zip, you don't need to know what town I live in. Yeah.
But so, all right, so that's going to be on Monday, 1 o'clock. Please come. Senior day trip is all filled, ready to go for the Cape Cod Railroad program. It's on the 17th. The upcoming day trip in August, there's still a few, but very few spaces. And as you've been told, you have to, you have to pay in order to secure your spot. Our Friends Bingo, we mentioned that, the quarterly cooking program, and then history. So can I just jump right into the seasonal programs down below? So I always look to you folks when we talk about our cookout. Do you want to stay with the standard fare, or do you have any other suggestions? We have local friend Mike McLaughlin, who's going to be doing the cooking. I've got Joel. Joel, one of our senior workers, is going to be preparing the grill for the friends that are having the cookout next week. So Joel will be preparing the grills, cleaning them, and but for our COA summer cookout, do you have any suggestions, or just the standard hot dogs, hamburgers?
We have a date for that?
Yes,
What's the date?
it's in here, the 16th, Thursday, the 16th of July.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, again, we can do the hamburgers, hot dogs, watermelon. I know you often like to do the ice cream sandwiches. Keep it simple.
Potato salad or chip,
You
potato chip.
Potato chips, potato salad,
What are we expecting?
probably 30 to 40, 30 to 40.
A pasta salad before, is that what we've had?
Some years we've had it.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I like Market Basket has a really nice Greek pasta salad, but we can do it. We don't have to, but.
And I agree with you for dessert, something that you can just hand out.
All right, so that should be kind of take care of itself. The senior tea, this is the one, it's generally the COA and the Friends. The Friends have kind of taken the lead regarding sandwiches and such. I don't know if that's, if they're planning on that this summer. The senior tea is on Sunday, the 26th. Earl Perlman will be gracing us with his piano playing. Carolyn, have the Friends talked about that at all?
We haven't, but I'm sure we will be after this. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
And I know we need to get back to you really fast because obviously the newsletters
Yep.
get into the line.
That's by invitation only, isn't it? Anyway, they go up
It's for people that are 85 and older.
older. I
Yeah.
think they get a letter. And Daddy Gasso always is good, helpful with that. I think Paula too, Paula Malnati.
I think she might have done the sandwiches and
She
brought
did
them
this.
in last year. She didn't coordinate it, or maybe she did. I'm not sure.
Paula made scones. I think Dottie, I think she did.
Maybe sandwiches.
I think so.
The finger sandwich.
Let's see. We have another meeting. We'll be having another meeting on July 1st,
Right.
so it's a little early. Ice Cream Social basically takes care of itself. It's an easy one. For entertainment, I have John Guido from Hopkinton. He's been here, hasn't been for a while, but he's mellow tunes, brings his own keyboard.
It's August 26th.
Yep, August 26th.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And then the most popular thing, the beach visits, they're not tentative anymore. I do have confirmations from both Shauna and Dan Byer. They're going to be at the beach. We use our van. It's going to be on Wednesday, July 8th, Wednesday, the 22nd, and Wednesday, August 5th. And Shauna will be heading up the July visits. I'll be doing the August visit. She will be on vacation. We generally bring, some watermelon and other things and coordinate the lunches through the snack shack. And I know Diane could probably speak to it. I mean, it's really popular.
Yes, it is, and it's a lot of fun. They have the tables set up and cleaned up for us, and they have the umbrellas there and everything. And they come around and ask us, what do you want? Tell them what they want, and they come around and serve you. So it's really, really good. It's very minimal cost.
At lunches, you could get a lunch for $5, which is a sandwich, chips and a drink, or you can buy, piecemeal other things. So
And then we go by van. The senior van drives us down there, so we meet at the senior center and then get driven on there. Which again, we didn't mention earlier, was that when we do the food the dine out this one.
You're gonna do
We're gonna do that with the senior.
the beef barn.
Is it the beef barn
Yes,
in North Smithfield? Yeah,
yes.
it's not far.
Apparently, as long as no emergency stuff or anything else, that we've got the van for that as well.
Isn't there a town vehicle, the electric car, if it was an emergency and we needed a vehicle?
Yeah, technically, we don't do emergency work. If it was emergency, they'd use an ambulance, but yes, yes. It's just a matter of having both drivers available, you know,
Huh?
the day will come.
New business. Passing of the king.
So, yes, yeah, he just passed away on June 3rd, not even a week ago. Well, just a week ago, I'm sorry. His family was just so gracious to have him be recognized, and actually he ended up being recognized twice because the newspaper had his age wrong. They had him, instead of 98, they had him at 89. And we had people calling the senior center saying, my mother's older than that.
Yeah.
So the newspaper corrected it quickly. Family just couldn't be, you know, more thankful for, you know, us, you know, acknowledging him. His wife passed away 4 years ago, so he had been missing her.
Do we know who the next one?
I have to talk to Ellen. Yeah, I have to talk to Ellen. So we have someone that, you know, did live in Mendon for a short time, but then moved out of Mendon to an assisted living facility. So as opposed to, say, someone who's lived in Mendon for most of their life. So I don't know if like that other person is still a registered voter, you know, they should perhaps be the one chosen, but I'll talk to Ellen and see where that's at.
Someone else who was formerly from Mendon passed away this week
Who
too.
was that?
Ken Gay.
Oh my gosh. He did our ramp at the senior center.
He did a lot of volunteer work
He
for the
he
senior
built that
center.
ramp. He did a lot of work at the senior
Yeah,
center. Good man.
yeah. 52 services are this weekend in some. Ginley's,
What is it, please?
Ginley's,
G
G-I-N-L-E-Y.
INLEY.
Yeah, it's right up.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know. I'm so young. Okay.
Okay, joint meeting, we had that.
Yeah, so just wanted to acknowledge that it took place. I don't know that everybody was there, you know, so it was a good meeting. It was a productive meeting. I thought the library was very open to possibilities. A lot of information took place.
There was another meeting yesterday, wasn't there?
Mhm.
Yes, it was the Tuesday meetings at 3:00.
And it went good, Phil.
I knew it
Thank you.
would.
They did a great job. They did a great job. So, yeah, I just,
Should we then go down to staff update and vacations?
sure. So Shauna has a sort of day, so she's trying to use she's got a couple personal days this month, the 24th and 25th, she'll be out. And the seniors will be out at Beef Barn, so the center will be quiet. No. I will get assistance as needed. There's the seniors in the work program that have hours to use before the end of the month. So she has those 2 days, and then she's taking an assortment of days in July. I'm also taking that first full week in July. The next week, she's taking 2 days, the 15th, 16th. She's taking the 27th, and then she's taking a few days off in August. So she's kind of taking some shorter vacation. Yep, she's doing,
60.
yeah, 15th, 16th, 27th.
Yeah.
Then she's taking August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and that's when I'll do the beach visit on the 5th. So she's, you know, kind of taking a few small vacations here and there. And then I have a vacation 1 week in August, the second week. That's the week of August 10th.
Has Jeremy started to work hard?
HR has, we've already got, she sent me, I think I have five resumes that I have looked at. She said we're going to be doing interviews next week, or not next week, I'm sorry. Doing interviews on the 23rd and 25th. Very well qualified. If there's one person is a nurse, one person has an HR background.
Okay, anybody have anything before we adjourn this part of the morning? Does anybody have any, open forum?
I don't. Karen,
Okay.
anything?
Then I'm going to,
I have a
oh, I'm
question.
sorry.
Why is the July meeting on July 1st?
Because my vacation is the next week.
Oh,
And I think it's, doesn't it say that? Oh, I'm sorry. I think last month it said it. Ann brought up something before the meeting started. If anybody's an election worker, Ellen will be offering, or not Ellen, but there will be a 2-hour training for election workers. You are required to take the training if you want to be an election worker next year. So,
I'm sending it on town email, so you have to on the date and everything. I'm sending it out today, she said.
okay.
Truthfully, I'm glad you said that, because if there's anyone that's having difficulties, and you don't have to raise your hands, going into your Mendon email, we need to know that. Because things get sent out and sometimes there's no responses and people say, but I didn't vote on this, or I didn't have a chance. It's because it was in your Mendon email. The COA thing defaults to
To the
your
Mendon.
Mendon address.
Right.
And Amy takes the time to put our personal addresses in, but I sent out an email and I just did the COA and I think I got like one response. So, do you have trouble?
I never got one.
Huh?
I never got one. The town email.
No.
No,
How about,
I don't either. Never got one.
who else doesn't have an email?
I don't think, I don't have one.
Is
Is our next meeting the first?
Yes. Yes, it is, till Wednesday, July 1st.
Cool.
See, we don't have the school kids coming anymore, right, to help? Because I'd like them to get help to log in and get their address. That's not,
That would be World Band. I mean,
yeah,
no, that they would need World Band for that,
Okay.
especially like for Donna. So that should I'll go through Kat's office.
okay, fine, yeah, because,
And I mean, your Mendon email is very simple. It's your first initial and then your last name. I'm not sure where your Donna Marie, if they'd just be the D and the son, but yeah, they have to set it up.
there's not a lot. It's not like we get the whole town's email. We only get things that are appropriate for
Mhm.
us.
Although you would get Mendon users. Did you get
Some of them.
some of them? Okay.
Somebody have, did you have a, no, okay. Then I'm going to adjourn the regular meeting.
It's early.
Phil, can I catch up with you by phone?
Yeah, you can do that. I think you can close the, well, I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can catch up with me by phone. That's fine. Either way, that should be fine.
So I take my mom to the airport.